All right. Perfecto. Let me get our music. All right. Welcome into Morning Flow, your morning routine. We do 15 minutes of movement, 15 minutes of meditation, 15 minutes of journal prompts, and then lastly, 15 minutes of day. All right, perfect. So we're going to start with some movement. So we're going to go for our big. Also, if you're new to my channel, my name is Dr. Castile. I'm a board certified naturopathic doctor. I hold 7 degrees in my field. They're all in the natural healthcare space. I like to say that I'm all right, go ahead and leave both of your arms up. Nice big stretch here. And really work the side bodies and bring yourself up. Okay, and now we're going to leave the right side up and we're going to bring the left side down for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And move it down. Long, six, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Two circles to the back. Very good. Go ahead and turn palm to the right for 10 towards the midline. Very good. And then when you get to the front, go ahead and turn it down. And very good. One more time. Pull it back. Hold it back. Now we're going to punch up. Hello, CJ. Go ahead and leave your left arm up, and now we're going to bring our right arm down, doing that same pattern of 10. And then go ahead and leave it down, tiny circles to the front. And tiny circles to the back. Very good. And go ahead, palm facing towards the midline. Very good. Palm facing down and pull back. Very good. Go ahead and punch up. Go ahead and bring both of your arms up, reaching to the sky, and we're going to bring both down. Thank you for liking the live. Very good. Bring it to the bottom. Hello, hello. All right. Perfect. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and bring our genie bottle, but we're going to contract around our chest area, our pecs. We're going to get that nice and contracted. So you're going to grab both of your arms and then you're going to contract in for 10. A little bit of an isometric. Very good. And then hold the last one and relax. Awesome. Very good. All right, now we're going to bring around our midsection. We're going to bring our consciousness around there. We're going to imagine that there's a rubber band wrapped around, but we're also going to imagine that there's a zipper. So we're coming at the bottom, a little zipper, and imagine that you are being zipped up, but as you zip it up, really contract and then bring it in. So belly button comes buttons to your spine, and then that rubber band is really going to come in, pulling you in, pulling you in, pulling you in, and then we're going to hold for 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Very good. Hello, Shiz. Okay, go ahead and zip it on up yet again, buttoning that belly button to the spine, bringing our rubber band all around, pulling you in, pulling you in, pulling you in. Good morning, and holding for 1. Blessed high rising sleigh. Ah, our balloons. Very good. All right, and go ahead and release. All right, so now we're going to zip up one last time. Go ahead and grab that zipper at the bottom, pulling yourself up. Thank you so much for liking the live, Chrissy. Go ahead and button your belly button to your spine. Imagine that rubber band pulling you in, pulling you in, pulling you in, and holding for 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. I just love the balloons. So on the other platforms that I'm streaming on, like there's these balloons that will pop up in them. It's so cool. Okay, so now we're gonna go into our leg series. So in order to get to our leg series, leg series. So what we're going to do is we're going to be intentional because most of the time we are not. And so let's go ahead and have both of our feet flat on the floor. We're going to have our heel, because really that's where a lot of the pressure is going to come. We're going to have that sits position, but we're going to contract and bring some awareness into our shins, into our hamstrings, into our quads, just bringing that awareness into our abs, and then of course our glutes. We're going to transition from that sitting to the standing. Imagine that there's a string pulling us up as we do it. And this is a little bit more conscious, a little bit slower and short side, so we're good. But we're just going to come up a little bit more conscious, a little bit more aware. Big inhale and pull up. Very good. And as we come up, we're really going to contract and pull everything in. And it's just these little conscious awarenesses. Again, we're not really present to because we're so busy focused on a billion different things. Okay, here we go. So we're going to go now our squats. So we're going to go down for 10. So we're going to go up and down for 10. So big inhale. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Very good. We're going to go ahead and bring our left leg forward. So we have this lunge position, right leg back. Knee's not going to go past our toe. We're going to come up and down for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 3, 2, side, and pull that left leg back, leaving those flexors nice and long, making sure our knee doesn't go past our foot for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Very good. Back to center. Ah, okay, very good. We're going to move into our curtsy squat now. So that will be our third movement in this series. Bring your feet width apart. Go ahead and bring your right foot back and down for 10, 8, 7, 6, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Very good. Other side. Curtsy squat. Bringing that left leg back for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, very good. Woo. Nice. Go ahead, big inhale and exhale down. Big inhale and exhale down. Up and down with our calves. Very good. Go ahead and grab onto your right foot for a quad stretch. And release. Other side. Very good. And and release. Awesome. We're going to go ahead. I'm going to turn to the side. We're going to do our hamstrings. Big inhale. Exhale, fold forward. And then go ahead all the way down. Shake your head yes. Shake your head no. Ragdoll. And really, if this is your first stretch of the morning, be nice and gentle. Notice I'm not breaking any records. Go ahead and roll up, vertebra by vertebra, back to center. I don't know why my music stops every time. Okay, perfect. We're going to go to the other side. Big inhale. Breathing in the morning. Halfway. And then go ahead and down. Shake your head yes. Shake your head no. Back down. We got our little movement series out of the way. So now we are going to move to our meditation. So remember in morning flow, we do 15 minutes of movement followed by 15 minutes of meditation. So now we're going to move into the meditation portion. We use Kundalini meditation in this particular class. And the reason for that is because it is packed with tons of neuroscience benefits. We're always looking for more things to help with our brain, especially as we're trying to change, shift, grow, evolve, reach your goals, whatever it is that you're trying to achieve. We always need a little bit of help from our cognitive awareness. So we use Kundalini. So Kundalini uses a combination of mudra. Thank you, Daryl, for the likes, mantra, and a little bit of, let's see, mudra, mantra, and breath. So all of those together. So mudra is going to be your hand position. We're going to do two different postures. We're going to do Sakriya, and we're going to do a prosperity meditation. So Sakriya is going to be a steeple, depending on masculine, feminine. Left thumb is going to be over for feminine, right thumb for masculine. So you choose what works for you. And then you're going to do a steeple at the top, that's your mudra. And then we're going to inhale, right? And as we inhale, we're going to pull our mulabandha, which is our sex organs, our anus, and our belly button. We're going to pull that up and in for sat, and that's our mudra. Sat, and then relax out, nam. Sat, nam. Sat, nam. So we do that for 3 to 5 minutes. That is our first meditation. Our second one, the mantra that we use is har. So heart, 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 right? And then our mudra is going to be like that, heart, 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 right? And so eye gaze, first one, Sakriya, is going to be eyes closed, looking at the third eye. Second one, eyes closed, a little bit of a slit, looking at the nose. We'll do them evenly. So if we do them for 3, we'll do 3 and 3. So 3 minutes for Sakriya, 3 minutes for our Har meditation. So 6 minutes total. First things first, if you've been in any Kundalini class, you'll be aware that we do tune-ins. So we have to tune in to higher self. If you're not familiar with tuning in, I will tune in for us. So we use the mantra Om Namo Gurvade Namo when we are tuning in. So we'll tune in there, and then we'll go right into Sakriya with our arms up. All right, here we go. I'll tune us in. Big inhale. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Om Namo Gurudev Big inhale. And exhale. Woo. Good. Here we go. We're going to go Sat Kriya. Arms nice and tall. Steeple left or right. Doesn't matter which one. We'll move into Sat Nam. Big inhale and begin. Sat Nam. 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 Sat 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 Sat. Remember, when you go into your Sat, make sure you hit your Mulabandha, your rectum, your sex organs, belly button to the spine. So make sure that you open that up. Also, too, as you're coming up in your steeple, really pull everything up nice and tall for Sat, and then nice and relaxed for Nam. Sat, 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 Nam. Hey, Kuma. Sat, Nam. Sat, Nam. Sat, Nam. Sat, Nam. One more minute. Keep it up. You can do anything for a minute. Remember, truth is your identity. Identity is your truth. Sat, Nam. Sat, Nam. Sat, Nam. Sat, Nam. Sat, Nam. Sat. Nice and easy. Nice and gentle. Eye gaze is going to be at the third eye. Eyes are going to be closed. Pulling in that Mulabandha. Concentration, focus, ease. All that right at your fingertips. Nice inhale. Sat. 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 Keep it up. Big inhale. At the top, hold. Root lock. And exhale. Big inhale. Really pull that root lock in and up. And relax. Big inhale. Root lock again. Up and in. And relax down. Very good. Awesome. So now we're going to move into our prosperity meditation. Again, our mudra is going to be like this, our hand position, and then our mantra is har. So big inhale, right? Eye gaze closed, little 10% slit, looking at the tip of the nose. Ready? And begin. Har, 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 heart, 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 heart. Almost there, halfway there. About another minute left to go. I gaze at the tip of the nose. Just relax in a rhythmic fashion. Keep it up with your heart. Heart, 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 heart. Remembering your word, remembering your power. Keep it up. Heart, 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 heart. Very good. Keep it up. Very good. Keep it up. Big inhale all the way to the top. We're going to hold our root lock. Big inhale. Hold that root lock at the top. Hello, Fit Mom CEO. Welcome in. Hold, 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 hold in that air. Gently relax. Big inhale all the way up to the top. Building all that Kundalini energy up into our head. With a gentle exhale. One last time. Big inhale, root lock. So we have this opposing to the side. We have open intuition, self, and then grounding these polarities back and forth. And gently release, relax. Nice. All right, here we go. Now we're going to move into the journaling section. So we're in there with our meditation. So we did a little bit of movement, our arm series, we did our squat series, we did a little bit of movement. Then we move into a little bit of meditation. So we did our thought kriya, and then we did our heart meditation. And now we're going to move into our journaling. So our journaling is very structured. What we're going to do is we're going to create our day. So how we're going to create our day is this, right? We're going to ask ourselves the prompt, thank you, Kuma, who am I, right? So who am I? And this concept of who am I is going to help us to be able to create who we're going to be, who we choose to be in any given day. Remember, we're human beings having a human experience, so it's who we choose to be in the moment, right? So we're going to do a little bit of gentle meditation here just to figure out our 3 words. So you're going to grab your journal. Right. So we're going to grab our journal. Big inhale. So what I'm going to do is instead of journaling scripting out, I'm going to journal vocally for you. However, you're going to either use the words that I came up with, or you're going to when you're going to script what you want to communicate to yourself. Right? So self-assurance, right? So I'm going to go in, you can borrow that word, or you can use your own, but you're scripting that experience how you want to feel. in the day. So big inhale. So self-assurance, confidence, ease, commitment, discipline, focus, right? These are all words that I get. And I really in my creative center, all this, I give myself permission to feel self-assured, right? To feel I give myself permission to embody self-assurance. Know my yeses are my yeses and my no's are my no's. Being, being at ease in my lives and knowing my gifts, knowing where I begin and end, where someone else begins and ends, holding steady with my beliefs, my values, not being swayed, not being corrupted, but really being centered, being grounded, being focused in my truth, whatever that may be, in that time, fully embodied in confidence, self assuredness, and calm. Calm really coming in all around my chest here, all around my head and face, kind of gently relaxing out my mind, letting me know that I don't have to know all the answers. I don't know how to figure it out. I don't know how have to make it happen. I can just be in my surrender. I can be at peace in my surrender. I can be in my surrender. I'm grateful for myself. I give myself permission to be in that free fall of surrender. And it's okay. And I release, I allow my ego to release the fear, insecurity, and my judgment. And I give myself permission to be a fully expressed human. I give myself permission to be fully expressed as a human being and not be inhibited by any one person, place, situation, or circumstance around me, but being fully authentic, fully embodied, fully allowing my light to shine for all those times. If I'm willing to see this differently, I'm willing to do my part. Shine. Shine. So normally I would be journaling this, right? But since we're creating it all together, I'm creating it out loud for you. And so that is the space, right? And the place that I'm standing from and being in and operating on. So Esther Abraham Hicks talked about segmenting tending, and it's very similar, right? We're intending how we want to feel and how we want to be in that day. Sometimes I'll pull, like, let's say, tarot cards that, or we have affirmation cards or any sorts of things to really help guide you. But I really choose the first three. So don't overthink it. Don't try to, line it all up. This is more of a spiritual, mental, emotional task than it is just solely a mental task. So finish up your journaling. But again, how you want to experience your day, how you want to be in your day. Remember, we're human beings, human beings make a difference in any given the choices to finish up your journaling. Yay! Thank you so much for the shares. Thank you for the likes. Thank you for all the things. Right? Beautiful. Okay, so now from that space, right, in that place, we're going to start planning our day. So I plan my day like this. I will work on my bucket. So I've got my health bucket first and foremost. I'm going to prioritize all of my health things. Hey, Fit Mom CEO. Hey, Mowing God. I'm going to prioritize all of my actions for my health first. So what are the actions for my health? So first things first is my water, then my sleep. So how many ounces of water am I going to drink for today? So it's going to be 75. So I'm so, and so here's what I need to build up. So I've got that. So I'm going to build it up 3 times this day. Then eat breakfast, lunch, my snacks. I'm going to plan my day with my food in mind, keeping my So I'm going to start with my protein. I'm going to put my protein in. So I'm going to do fish. And then right, so nice fish salad, greenery, fiber. So I'm going to ask myself, what am I eating today? And fiber, so I'm going to put that in. And then I'm going to for my so I have that. Then I get a protein shake as well. Day protein, just get in my dinner what I want to have during the day first, making sure I have tons of complex carbohydrates, which are my fruits and vegetables, which are my low glycemic fruits and vegetables to keep my blood sugar stable so that and those carbs work in my plan. A lot of times I'll make like lunch, lunch will be lunch and dinner, or I'll make dinner and dinner will be dinner and lunch. So it just depends. My husband was at work yesterday. We were running around doing all kinds of things. And so I have no plan, right? Because that's how he operates with no plan. So back to my plan. Right. So now I'm gonna get my prep on and get my okay, so I got that. And any breaks that I need to take during the day, I'm going to help plan my schedule. Otherwise, the next bucket for me is work because my husband's not here. So I'm going to work on my work stuff, right? So what do I have? I have an interview today that I have to do with Dana Holman, which is going to be amazing. I have lunch actually to get out today. So then I have I've got a few different things where sit down and plan my day. I remember we have you know, so we look at our week, then we break it down into a day, 24 hours in a day. We tell our time what to do, so we try to be at a zero by the end of the day. So it's familiar with zero sum budgeting, where you make sure you're down to zero. Same thing, make sure all your time is accounted for. It doesn't mean that you keep position time, that you can shift around with time, that you can, transfer your time because we look at time on a weekly basis, not necessarily just on a daily basis. So keep that in mind as you're planning your time. Also, make sure you have your family time. Make sure that you prioritize your family. Life cannot all be about work. I know I say that to myself every single day. Erica, prioritize other things. Also, make sure you have your hobbies. Make sure you have things that are just fun, things that are non productive. That is really, really important. Non productive things, things that lead to nothing. That's really well to take some of the pressure off of your brain. So, those are all really amazing things to do. So, we want to make sure that that goes into our schedule. And we just want to really decide in the morning that we're going to have a day. I know there is a lot of competes around our day, around our time. Oh, thank you, Equitab. There's a lot of competes in our time, in our space. There's all these things that are pulling on us. There's so many different sources, which is why we start our day very sovereign. We start our day with what we choose, right? Instead of falling out of bed and being at the effect of the world, we're going to start our day really being very empowered and being a leader in our lives, right? So we are the CEO of our lives. We get to tell our lives and our time what to do. But we forget that, and we subtly and not so subtly give our power away. How do we do that? Why do we do that? We do that for so many reasons. We do that for lack of self-worth, self-love, self-acceptance, self-appreciation. We do it out of programming, classical conditioning as children if we've been taught to constantly self-abandon. If we've been taught, everybody's taught around this home, we're going to be into a cycle of self-abandonment. We're going to ourselves. We're going to bring ourselves right? And we're going to choose consciously and from a place of leadership who we're going to be in our otherwise we're reactive instead of because here's the reality. Anything can happen at any given time. One of the things my husband used to say to me expect them to. Right? So if you're like me, who's a life of control, right? I love control, right? And so I've had to control. Why do I love control? Because it gives you a sense of security, right? It gives you a sense of safety. If I hold on to this and I control how things are going to go, then I can ensure that I'm safe, right? However, when I surrender that control over and I allow myself to be fully in faith, now I'm in a free fall. Now I'm just falling back to myself. Now I'm in an ego death, right? So I want to release that. I want to let that go. I want to surrender because guess what? My way may not be the only way or the best way. And so I have to be able to allow myself to be led as well as allow myself to follow too. Because I may not know all the answers, I may not know all the things. Because even though my husband doesn't necessarily plan things, for whatever reason, things always work out for him. Why? Because he's in the flow and that's just how he operates, right? So it's this coming together, right, of hyper planner, hyper focus, hyper concentrator to, oh, we're just in the moment and we're being free. So such is life, right? We get to learn our partners are really, truly our greatest teachers in life. They are there to teach us, to help us to heal, to help us grow. And that's anybody, right? We can assign anybody to be our teacher instead of our adversary, right? So looking at our children as teachers, especially as they trigger us and do all kinds of crazy things, looking at our partners as our teachers, especially as they trigger us and do all kinds of crazy things, and looking at life just in general, people, places, situations, circumstances, and events, all as teaching tools for us to be able to heal. We can use the world as a mirror and then practice more self-awareness as long as we're not taking everything on as our responsibility. Because remember, we're only responsible for what we're responsible for, not necessarily everything. So we want to be mindful, right? That's why we say this mantra, I'm willing to see this differently. I'm willing to do my part, right? Show me my part, right? I'm not going to take all of it. I'm not going to try to get it all done. Instead, I'm going to take what is mine from the field. So I take what is mine from the field and I leave what is not mine in the field. So that's very responsible and ethical. So many people are not responsible and ethical with their mental and their emotional state, right? They unfortunately they haven't been acknowledged, right, as children, or acknowledged, or their hurts have not been validated, and they haven't realized that they need to validate their own feelings. So they're in essence gaslighting themselves. So in essence, they're going to be highly reactive and highly out there because they're looking for attention. They're looking for people to soothe them because they're unwilling to soothe themselves. But we must recognize that it is our responsibility to soothe ourselves. And if we look at the conscious mind, right, as the parent and the subconscious mind as the child, right? So our conscious mind and our subconscious mind must agree for things to happen. It must be in agreement for change to transform. So our conscious mind, being that parent, how is our conscious mind? How are we consciously thinking to ourselves and others? What's our mental diet? So our mental diet being what we're telling ourselves, right, every single day. So keeping with that, rose my life, keeping with that mental diet, keeping with what we're telling ourselves, what our conscious mind is telling our subconscious mind, being that inner voice, being that child, being that 0 to 8 years old with conscious awareness that we developed right far before, borrowing belief systems, borrowing ideas based off of our experiences, perceptions of those experiences, beliefs, and now core beliefs. And as we choose these core beliefs that we stand in, right, we're going to defend that using our conscious mind, using that ego. So if we break out of that cycle, we're going to consciously choose to act as our parent to our inner child. And anytime our inner child gets triggered, hurt, abandoned, rejected, afraid, anytime that any of those feelings happen, right, instead of reacting to whom or whatever situation triggered it, we're going to come to self and we're going to soothe self. We're going to allow our conscious mind to soothe our subconscious mind and work together as a team. Thank you so much for the share and the gifts. And as we work as a team with our conscious mind and our subconscious mind, they work together, loving ourselves and bringing us back to whole, because so many of us think we're broken, right? But we're not broken, right? We just have different traumas in our brain. So when we go through a trauma, we go through an experience, it does create some sort of rift within our brain, right? And so we have to go back and retrieve all those pieces, right? So that's why we feel broken, but not to worry. We can put all those pieces together and we can glue them back with love, right? And acceptance. And when we say love, I mean real love, right? Some people just need to start liking themselves first before they graduate the love. Because love is not harming yourself. It's not talking bad about yourself. It's not abusing yourself. It's not acting out, right? Some would say not loving yourself or loving yourself is not eating unhealthy food, not drinking unhealthy drinks, right? There is a level of love that is in you to take care of yourself and encourage yourself and feed yourself. All good things, not just mentally, not just emotionally, but also physically. So we're feeding ourselves only good things, only things that are going to nourish us, right? And again, it's progress, not perfection. We're going to shoot for 80%, 80% healthy, not 100%. And we're going to go into our minds with this determination and this focus and this discipline in our day. So when we choose to do a morning flow at the beginning of our day, we set the intention and we set the tone for our day. And as we're setting the tone and intention for our day, we have more power over ourselves, right? Because we don't have power over other people, places, situations, circumstances, events beyond our control, expected and unexpected. However, right, we can be secure within ourselves. I don't have to trust people as long as I trust myself. I don't have to expect anything from anyone as long as I expect something of myself. We get it. We can't expect anything externally that we're not willing to commit for ourselves and the world. So here we are in morning flow, planning out the rest of our day, deciding who it is that we are in the day. We are human beings having a human experience. We create our day. We can do this either verbally, as I've doing write this down. You're really accessing the subconscious mind as well. When you're speaking it out, like there is a certain energy that comes from a certain level of determination. Exactly. Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you. Yes, indeed. So as we get more centered, as we get more grounded, as we get more connected, and we plan our day, right? We're more centered, right? And so then our actions are going to be far more intentional, right? Because we planned our day. So it's not the big, things that really, make a difference. It's those tiny shifts. And it's about being 1% better than you were yesterday. That's it. Just have 1%. That's really doable, really easy to accomplish, right? So it's not about beating ourselves up for what we are or not accomplishing in the day. It's much rather us being fully present and self-aware and acknowledging what it is we're actually doing, being honest with ourselves, thank you for the gifts. And so as we're being honest with ourselves, right, then we're choosing to take another step and another step and another step and another step, right? And those steps can be really scary. Those steps can be really fraught with so much emotion, procrastination, fear, angst, anger, so many things, right? But it's a matter of just moving past. So feeling all the feelings, right? Not holding them down, not contracting them, not compartmentalizing them, not weaponizing them, right? Not vomiting them over everyone else. But actually being responsible for them. So if you're responsible for your emotions, you're really present and self-aware of your emotions, and you have self-soothing strategies. You have things that you go to. So tools. I like to have about 10 tools and teach my patients about 10 emotional coping tools for them to help, right? So let's say maybe going for a walk or journaling or breath work or Kundalini yoga. There's so many different good postures for anger, fear, jealousy. There's so many different emotions, right? Self-awareness is key. If you are new to emotional intelligence, You may not be self-aware. You may be unconscious of self, and that's okay. If that's where you are, right? Yes, exactly. I typically do morning flow 6 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, Monday through Friday. And today I'll be doing a couple lunch and learn. So definitely hit the bell. I wish I had a more schedule. This week I'm in week 8 of internalistic medicine, so I do teach a full-on 12-week course to really understand holistic medicine. If you're new to my channel, welcome. My name is Dr. Erica Steele. I'm a board certified naturopathic doctor. I hold 7 degrees in my field in the natural healthcare space. I like to say that I went to school so you don't have to. So public health education is my jam. It is what I love to do. It's what I get up in the morning to do, is teach people how they can reclaim their health and reclaim their sovereignty, because nobody's going to save us. Nobody's going to save you. Nobody's coming. Right? You got to save yourself and put your oxygen mask on first. So when we have an emotional state, instead of taking that emotion and weaponizing it, or being passive aggressive with it, I need to recognize it first. So if I'm in denial that I have emotions I'm not aware, first things first is I'm typically going to be neutral or pissed off, right? Those are my two main things that I'm going to go to, main emotional states. Neutral or pissed off, I'm going to be waiting to be offended, right? And so then when I'm offended, great, now I have an opportunity to defend, right? So these are all symptoms of when you're emotionally shut down and you're having a difficult time being emotionally intelligent and emotionally resilient. No shame, no blame, no none of that, just awareness, right? And knowing where you are. So if that's where you are, neutral or pissed off or waiting to be offended, welcome, welcome to the party, right? Now we're going to use a modality called EFT, Emotional Freedom Technique, to teach you how to reclaim your emotions. Most people were brought down, they weren't brought up, meaning that we were not taught how to navigate our emotions in a healthy way. So because we were not taught how to navigate our emotions in a healthy way, we have a lot of unhealthy behaviors when it comes to our emotions. We're operating out of survival, right? However, we can't create the life that we want if we're coming from a space of survival. We can't even heal from a space of survival. We can't heal from a fight or flight state. We have to heal from a rest or digest state. So, understanding and being aware of what it is that we need to do in order to heal is so important, right? Self awareness is key. So, if we decide, right, that we are willing to do this differently, we're willing to see our part, show me. That's an asked and answer. Meaning that we have direct access to the universe, God, or whatever you call it. There's so many names of God. Pick one that works for you. And so when we ask, right, it's going to be answered, right? So meaning if we're stuck, I'm willing to see this differently. I'm willing to do my part. Show me, right? Open doors for me. Help me to be aware. Help me to be clear, right? Whatever it is that you're looking for, help with clarity, right? However, be mindful of what you're asking for. If you're going to ask for more strength, guess what? You're going to get things that are going to strengthen you, right? So be mindful, right? Doesn't mean that instantly once you say it, poof, it happens. Doesn't happen like that. It has to be in alignment, mentally, emotionally, and then with our inspired action. So here's how we make a change. We have to mentally decide, right? So our subconscious, our conscious mind, right? That parent-child relationship. The parent has to decide over the child, right? That it's time to change. So then the parent has to reparent the child, because how you acted out, how you dealt with your emotions as a child is not going to work as a 40-year-old. So let's get it together, right? So let's start to use our words. Let's start to use our feelings. Let's start to get real about the fact that we all have feelings, whether you're a man, woman, they, them, whoever you decide to be, doesn't really matter, because we all have emotions as human beings, right? So if we have emotions as human beings, we have a responsibility to be emotionally intelligent. What does that mean? We have a responsibility to be present with our emotions and be responsible so we're not clinging them. Please and thank you. So as we begin to get more aware, we can use different modalities, different skills like emotional freedom technique, which uses several different things. So it uses a tapping method that actually taps on the endpoints of our meridians. So our meridians in Eastern medicine, which predates our Western medicine by about 10,000 years, we have all these meridian systems, our bioenergetic system runs through our body. When we have an emotion, right, it breaks down that chi, that frequency, that prana that runs through that particular meridian system. So anger, for instance,
may get trapped in our liver, right? Because we're suppressed. Maybe we can't feel anger. Maybe we have an unhealthy relationship with anger. Maybe we've shut anger down, and so we place it in our liver, right? So that's going to affect the liver meridian. So what we want to do is we want to clear the chi, clear the prana, clear the energy of that particular meridian system. But we also want to validate and acknowledge the emotion that we're feeling and then reframe it to something new. So how do we do this, right? So we're going to use a setup statement, and we're going to say something like this. So even though I'm really frustrated about our elections, I know deep down that everything's going to be okay, right? Hey, Spiff, even though I'm really quite disturbed at what I'm seeing on the American news, I know deep down that everything's going to be okay, right? That we're all going to God at some point, right? And I know deep down. So you validate. I'm using some kind of humorous, but you validate what you're actually feeling. You acknowledge it, and then you reframe it into something positive. So if you wake up in a little bit of a funky mood, who wakes up in a funky mood? But if that is you, bless you. Welcome to the day. Blessed high rising. We're going to use some of that emotional intelligence, so we're not going to spray it all over. So please. And so we're at the end of our flow class. Morning flow, and it is how I start most every single life. It's how I've been able to high levels of production and high levels of action and leadership. If you're again new to my channel, welcome. My name is Dr. Erica Steele, board certified naturopathic doctor at 7 degrees in my field, natural healthcare space. I've also been involved in lots of executive coaching, high level coaching. Both I've coached has coached others in that, and so we use a lot of these techniques and tools really to be productive, really to be honored. If you're new to my work, welcome. I have many, many years of lots of holistic health experience, over 20 years in the field. Google my name, lots of different content I've done for years and years and years. I'm a public health educator, and educating the public about holistic health and holistic lifestyle time. And so I do morning flow really to help people to stay in flow and stay in peace. So all of my morning flows are all, oh, thanks, happy eating apples. Thank you for joining the team. So thank you for the heart me. So all of my morning flows are cataloged on YouTube. You'll both be able to go back at, oh, yes, exactly, and get the replays if ever I don't go live. Some days I don't, like I think Tuesday my husband was off, so I was kind of like, it's always, he's like a tornado, right? So I kind of had to kind of juggle things around and get all that stuff done. So that was good. But I do have lots of replays available, different themes, different topics. Again, I just go with the flow, whatever it is. And so we typically do about an hour. I'll start in, 10, 15 minutes after, whatever. I live in the Caribbean, so we're kind of on Caribbean time. Excuse me. So, but around that time frame, I get online, and then I'll get into morning flow. We do movement, we do meditation, we do journaling, and then we plan our day, and then we launch off and have an amazing day. So we do that Monday through Friday. Also, too, if you want to learn more about holistic medicine, I'm teaching a 12-week intro to holistic medicine. We're in week 8 right now. It is self-guided, but you can drop in anytime. There's a link in the bio to enroll. During that course, we talk about the foundations of holistic health, the science of it. I teach based off of the science. So in that class, we're teaching a nutritional assessment questionnaire, so people fill that to learn their nutrient deficiencies, and then we back it up with their salivary pH levels and look at that, making sure that we get more alkalinity in our mouth. And then we also look at heart rate and look at how heart rate affects our stress level, our sleep, etc. So lots of data that we get. We'll take about a 3-week break. So once we get on the 12th, I have to go back up to the States and do a few things while we can still pass through borders. Yes, exactly. Yes, definitely. Please. Yes, for sure. Like, share, all the things. So I go back up and kind of take care of all that. and could we'll take 3 weeks off to just kind of get our lives together and get caught up, and then we'll move into church and customers too for those people who move forward with coaching. I also have kids who can see those are some of the classes that I teach that are a little bit harder to kind of take. So we'll look at that. So yes, indeed. So really exciting, really beautiful day, enjoying the day. And I'm so glad that you guys attended my morning flow. So morning flow is a really fun class and people just kind of, again, it's a flow. So people will flow in and they'll flow out and they'll connect with me. And so I'm really a believer that there's no coincidences. People will find me when they need to find me. You are so welcome. People will find me when they need to find me. Well, solo, then you need to apologize and do what you need to do. So, we talked all about emotional intelligence. And so, self awareness and reflection are all part of that. So, take that in with you with the day. So, you work on that, and I will speak with all of you guys later. All right, my dears, you guys have fun, enjoy. I'm going to, oh, good, yay. Oh, very cool, TCC healing. So good. I just now saw your thing. So you got, bye, Fit Mom CEO. I will see you guys all later. Enjoy yourselves. Have an amazing day. Have the day that you deserve, but more importantly, have the day that you create. So I'll see you guys later.